All right, guys, we're going to do an unboxing of your trivia kit. Now, this is the kit that you get when you're starting trivia. It contains all of your equipment to host a trivia show. Mixer, your microphone from the audio cable. Power cord is the score sheet. This is one per table. Answer booklets. This is what the teams will write their answers on and return to you. Pens. This is your setup. We're going to first start by setting up our mixer. This is the brains of the operation. This is where all of your audio will go into your microphone, the cord to your computer. The mic is the first thing you'll hook up here. You'll plug that into the top left-hand corner input. That is the XLR. It's the only XLR on the mixer. The next one is the audio cable that goes to and from your computer. You'll plug that in the 4.5 input on the mixer, and then in the headphone jack of your computer. All right, let's talk about the mixer. It's a very simple mixer. A lot of people aren't technical with audio, but you don't have to be to use this mixer. The first and most important knob on here is the master mix. This is the main volume for all of the channels equally. Before you hook into a power source, whether it's a PA system or an amplifier, turn this down. That's all the way to the left. Power cable. The power cable can be a problem if you're not careful plugging it in. The piece has 3 prongs on the inside, and if you're not careful when you connect the mixer to the power cord, you can bend those prongs and the mixer won't work. There's a little arrow right at the top of the power cord. When you plug this into the mixer, make sure that's facing up, and you'll feel the prongs catch. When they catch into the back of the mixer, then you can push on through. This is what it looks like plugged in. You'll notice the arrow is still exposed, but it's plugged all the way in, and the blue light right here, the power light, will be on. The next knob that we're going to talk about is the bottom left-hand corner. This is the microphone knob, and in fact, all 5 of these knobs have something to do with the microphone. The first one is the main mix. After your show is started, you really won't have to mess with this. The one above that is the balance. Obviously, we want to keep that at 12 o'clock. The one above that is the bass. Keep that at 11 o'clock. The one above that is the treble or the high. We always want to be clear when we're asking the questions, so keep that at 1 o'clock. And then above that is the gain. This is the supercharger of volumes. The slightest movement makes a big impact, so be very careful with this knob. To the right of your mic volume is the knob that you'll use to control the volume of your music. This is the 4.5 input. You have 2 inputs to choose from. It's either the 4.5 or the 2.3. The corresponding inputs for those 2 knobs are right here. You'll just plug in to which one that you're going to use. Once again, we recommend the 4.5. The next thing we're going to go over are the paper materials. Basically, the materials that the teams will get. We first have our trivia books. One team gets 1 book. Then we have our score sheets. And then, of course, our pens. It'll be a good idea to get maybe a glass or a pub cup from the bar and put your pens in so they stand up tall and they don't roll around. Let's talk about the PA system. We use a Fender Passport 150. It comes with 2 speakers on either side. They have a little latch on both sides for both speakers. This is the back of the PA. At the very top, we have a little cubby hole. This is where your power cord and your 2 speaker cables will lie. On the very bottom, we have an input for the power cable right there. And above that is the on-off switch. To the left of those are the inputs for the speaker. You've got one for left and one for right. This is the front of the PA system. The first knob we're going to talk about is the overall master volume on the whole PA, which is right there in the top left-hand corner. It's labeled volume. You'll want to start with that turned all the way down. The next 4 volume knobs we're going to talk about are for each of the 4 channels. Channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. Channel 1 is where you will plug your mic into. It has an XLR input right at the bottom. Your music will plug into channel 3. You'll take the 2 ends of your computer audio cable and plug it into those 2 inputs. Below the channel volume is the tone. The tone will decipher whether you're going to have bass or treble. Somewhere in between is where it needs to be. Below that is the reverb. We always want that turned all the way to the left. The reverb adds an echo and does not work for a trivia show. We're going to go over the ways not to roll up your cords at the end of your show. The audio cable from your computer does not go around your hand. That does not work. As far as the microphone, a lot of people like to wind it around the microphone using it as a base. That's not going to work either. You'll have a telephone cord in 2 weeks' time, I promise. And the power cord to the mixer, everyone wants to go around their arm in some sort of construction worker fashion. That's not going to work either. Let's go over the right way to store your cords at the end of your show. It's simple, end to end. You take the two ends, you put them together, then you take the new two ends, put them together, new two ends, put them together, and then you stow your cord. That's for the audio cable. For the microphone, the same thing, end to end. You take the microphone and the end of the cord together, then you take your new two ends, put them together. You get the idea. With the power cord, it's a little bit different, but still not difficult. You take the two ends, put them together. You take the box in the other hand, you meet those two. You've got two new ends. Take those together, meet those in the middle, and then you're done. Simple.